Rusky's Crypto Cave here, and not a whole lot to talk about in the GPU mining scene right now, but some of the things I'm just going to go over is like some of my thoughts on what I'm going to be doing with my farm, some updates, changes, whatnot. I've been thinking about 2080 Ti's, have them pull up here on hashrate.no. They used to be able to mine Flux really good. They still do. They do use a fair amount of power and stuff. And there's nothing really profitable anymore. Like Chlor, maybe a penny of profit at my power rate. Ravencoin, losing a penny. So, and here we got Gemlink, never mind it. Never mind NurAI either. Flux, losing 4 cents per card. This is per 20 ATI, and I have 8 of them, so you have to multiply that by 8. And really, they're a couple generations old. They're really worth running. So I was thinking about it. I might as well sell them now while I can get some value out of them. So I think at the end of the month, I'll just power them off and shut them down and start cleaning them up to sell them. And then maybe use the proceeds to purchase either more CMP cards or even 170 HXs. I don't have any of those. It's kind of fun to play around with different cards, so maybe even build a rig of those. Because I still have 8 1660 Ti's that I could sell, 8 Sapphire Pulse 57 XTs to sell, and then I'll have these 8 2080 Ti's. I may keep one, may use one to build a budget Salad AI rig, because I haven't messed around with Salad anymore, or yet, I should say. I do have at least 32 gigs of RAM laying around that I could put in there, because I recently upgraded my desktop to 64 gigs. And I do have the 32 gigs that I took out of there that I could use that. Motherboards, I'm not sure if I have one laying around or not, but I was pondering upgrading the desktop here to a 7950X 3D. And I didn't pull the trigger on Prime Day, which I probably should have, but there's actually a lot of moving parts that go in there. I'll have to get the RAM, I'll have to get the motherboard, the AIO cooler that's in here. I have to figure that out. That this one will not work, so I'll have to get a different one. So it's not just a CPU and a motherboard and simple swap. It's a whole lot of other parts that go with it. So didn't really want to spend that much money right now, just because it'd be a whole lot of. It's basically a complete rebuild, essentially, is what it would be. So there's other different things, pertinent things to spend money on right now, because I'm in the process of having my deck redone and started the project a long time ago. And just never got around to finishing it. And I finally said, screw it. I'm just going to hire somebody, pay them to finish it. And we'll get that taken care of first and deal with some other stuff. But anyway, that's off on Squirrel, Shiny Red Ball. Back to the 2080 Ti. So I figured I'm going to probably just sell them. And more than likely, probably the 2070s as well. Because they're probably not really making anything either. I didn't really check on them. I was kind of focused on the 2080 just because they did use the most power. Yeah, they're the same boat, if not worse. But it looks like, Conflux, they break even on Complex. Dynex, they lose 2 cents. So maybe even swap those out and swap those 6 out and get maybe 3070s to run there. Just because where they're at, I can't run a whole lot of power, but 3070s should be fine. Especially on some of these efficient algorithms and stuff. It should be all right. But the first ones I believe to go will be the 2080 Ti's, and then the next ones that'll get cycled out will be the 2070s. Oddly enough, the 1660 Ti's actually still do a pretty decent job. Because they don't use a whole lot of power. Let's see what they come to. Okay, maybe it doesn't want me to show the 1660 Ti's. Oh, because I had the space. Technically in Xano, they're profitable. And it's the same position. Flat to minus a few cents. What are they doing? What are they rated on Zealous here? Eek, losing a quarter. Yikes. Oh well. But yeah, eventually they'll probably get cycled out too. Just because that 8 by 1660 Ti rigs in my garage, it's about time to maybe cycle out some of the older stuff. And replace it with some newer generation things. The Octominer case that's in the shed with the 2080 Ti's, though, I think I'm going to put kind of leaning towards 170 HXs because I don't have them. And speaking of backwards miner and stuff, he showed me some hash rates of the ones that he's getting on his cards on different stuff. And they do pretty damn well. Just if I could get them for the right price. So Not going to pay $800 or $1,000 or $600 or whatever they're on eBay. See if I could get them in the 400 range. Would be nice. I remember when those things first came out, they were like 10 grand or 4 grand or something stupid when they first came out. Back in the ETH days. Missed those days. Those were great. So, but yeah, pretty much the whole farm still on Zealous, except for the 20 series rigs. I had them on Dynex to Unmineable, going to Raven. Nothing's changed. The only thing that did really recently change was Rigel Miner 1.18.1. And basically this 3080s run the same clocks. I haven't changed them. I did tweak after seeing Red Fox's stream the other day, I caught the tail end of it. His 3070 clocks were pretty much the same as what 1110 and 5000 memory lock. The 3060 Ti's, though, he get the most efficient settings using 1230, so I did change mine to 1230. And they're actually, hash rate's actually a little bit better, and the efficiency's probably slightly better than the 3070s, which is nice to see. So, but yeah, pretty much everything's still sitting here on Zealous. 1.18.1 in Rigel Miner did not do that much for if anything at all. I mean, maybe a slight improvement over 1.0 Miner, but not a whole lot. Right now the clocks that I'm running is 990 lock core, 300 memory offset, and we're getting 34.9, 34.6, 35, basically in that ballpark. 1.0 Miner, they're in the 32 and change kilohash range for about the same power, so slight improvement, but nothing dramatic. So just keep on keeping on. And then here is my K1 pool, pending balance of 0.47. 30-minute hash rate's about 1.88. I believe that's a 30-minute hash rate. 3-hour hash rate is at 1.8. And the rewards, because it was right in a tenth or so. So this is right around the algo change, and I did have a drop off, which I talked about the previous video or 2 videos ago, and then it's been steadily climbing at a peak on the 18th, which was Friday, I believe. Maybe Thursday, and then kind of trending downwards. I got about an hour to go yet. Today we're at 2.26, because this, I believe, resets at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 12 o'clock UTC, is when this will reset. So we're at 2.48 for yesterday, currently at 2.26. I don't think in an hour we're going to get 0.2 Zealous in an hour, but we'll see where that ends up at. But my guess is it's going to be down slightly from the day before, which will make sense because the hash rate did increase a little bit. Even though this is difficulty change in the last 7 days, is down 19%. But recently you can see there's a little bit of a tick up in difficulty, so it does kind of make sense. Price is down a good bit. So I'm just glad I did not hold Zealous at $34 when I was mining it. I was kind of glad I was just kind of dumping it and moving it to Litecoin. And then Litecoin, originally to Coinbase, but now it's actually going to Kraken, because Kraken's been working out well. Less fees, and it's just as easy to transfer to my bank account. And I may start holding some of the Litecoin that I have as well, and maybe transfer some into cold storage, either to my Tangem or I believe my Trezor could do it as well. So I might hold on to a little bit of it and see where that goes in the next bull run, and see how we make out with that. But I have a couple Litecoin that I've been just holding on to, but not a ton. I kind of primarily use Litecoin as like a transfer medium, essentially, to move off of Trade Ogre, just because the feeds are good, and to liquidate. So, but other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Other than, I did get the CoolBox II cases in. Like I said, if you do order the CoolBox II, this is the fan controller. I did have a link in the description below in my previous video. It's not a referral link or anything like that. It's just where I bought them. I don't get anything for it. But they do work with HiveOS, RaveOS, and MMPOS. And then I also got in the little 3D printed cases. So basically this sits in the case, and it screws together, and it protects all the stuff. So when it's sitting in your server case, nothing can short out. So I waited to get these in before I start working on the other Octo server case with the the next set of his CMP cards, and then I have to take the other one apart and kind of get these installed. Because I have 2 fan controllers for each of the cases, one for the front set of fans and one for the rear set of fans, just to control them. For the most part, when it's hot like in the summertime, they're probably going to be at full speed just to keep the cards cool. But come wintertime, cards don't need to be running at 100% all the time. So it's going to save some power, and it's also going to keep the cards running at a decent temperature. Not that they have to get really hot or too cold, but don't need them to get too cold and humidity and condensation or any of that kind of crap building up on them or anything like that. So keep them in the wintertime. If I keep them running in the, say, 45 to 50 degrees Celsius range was probably a sweet spot for them, I would think. Because if it runs too cold, it's probably not the best for them either. So we'll see. But that's a project for during the week. Maybe on Wednesday I'll start working on some of them. I didn't start repadding any of the cards before. I even thought about if I could set up, like do a camera setup and do a live stream and just sit here and bullshit with people and just repaste the cards, because they're very easy to do. Just the 4 screws in the GPU die, and that's it. Card comes off, clean them up, repaste it, 4 screws back in, done. That's really all there is to it. So maybe in the future, but I really only have this little webcam that right now. I do have a GoPro, and I do have a Canon 5D Mark III, but that's a kind of a big bulky camera to set up the point down. So I do need to get like one of those little small Sony cameras or something, A1s or V1s or whatever the hell model numbers they are. Pretty much the same ones that a lot of streamers use. So I haven't purchased one of them yet, but they're like $600-700. Don't really want to spend that money yet. So we'll see. I do make not the best purchase decisions sometimes. I like to spend money and buy stuff. So who knows? I might buy one, or maybe look for a used one, something like that, just to pick up an inexpensive camera to get a little bit better quality in this thing, and also have more options as far as camera angles and stuff like that. Because eventually, when the fiance moves in, this setup that I have now is going to be moved down to the basement, and I'll actually have a more legit area to set things up at and do streaming and stuff from, and won't have to worry about the dog sneaking by me. If you hear the little tiny footsteps on the hardwood floor, that's my dog just creeping by me really slow, awkwardly. Not sure what the hell she's doing, but she's taking her good old time. Kind of weird, but whatever. Anyway, kind of rambling on now, just because GPU money's not dead, but it's not doing well either. So there's not a whole lot going on, not a lot of excitement. So there's not a ton to talk about. So I don't have any lithium boxes, or good God, not spending $40,000 on a freaking lithium miner. Jesus Christ! I did enjoy that lithium pump though. My bags were happy with that, so I did like that. So hopefully that can continue, and maybe looking to offloading some of it, maybe to lock in some profits. Who knows? We'll see. See how far it goes. But it's up quite a bit in the last couple days. Let's see, can we find a lithium on here? You would think it would have to be on it, right? It's even any more than a couple $100 a day, that's for sure. You would think that would be a first page coin. Man, it's kind of odd that lithium's not on here. Or am I just blind? Oh, chair's making noises. I'm kicking stuff. I bet you I know. It could be because they may not know the daily emissions. Because it could be variable. Maybe that could be it. Yeah, that's why, because there's no dollar amount attached to it. Oh, that difficulty spike there. Bitmain testing those AL1s out. From 102 terahash to 1.16 petahash. Yep. But this was nice. That was very nice. So, anyway, we're just kind of rambling on, talking about nonsense now. So, until the next video, we'll catch you later.